The movie begins with an archangel named Gabriel getting drenched in the shower. Here on Earth, he has been sent by other supreme angels to wipe out the evil darkness spread by the fallen angels. At this time, this Earth serves as a purgatory, where there is an ongoing conflict between the arch and fallen angels for control over the city of vice, violence, and cruelty. Samael, the leader of fallen angels, conveys to Belial that freedom is achieved only by breaking free from traditional rule. We draw strength from our undying passion, but the rebellious Belial does not see eye to eye with Samael, as he thinks that Samael failed in maintaining the darkness in the purgatory. This enrages Samael, causing him to strike down the rebellious Belial, whereas other two fallen angels are watching all this, hiding behind the wall. In the next scene, Gabriel, the last and mightiest archangel, walks into a cabin and says, "I know that you were here." On the broken mirror, Gabriel comes across a letter which Michael, Gabriel's predecessor, had left for Gabriel. Gabriel starts reading out the letter. Michael tells Gabriel through his letter that if you are reading this, then I have failed in restoring the light. We are far from grace, further than I could ever imagine. You will feel something which will impact your judgment. You will have to control the enemy inside you, or the fight cannot be won. Other angels have failed, learn from them but don't follow them, as you are the last hope of the light. Following this, Gabriel starts exploring the place. There, Gabriel, through his powers, begins to see what actually happened there. As soon as he uses his powers, Samael, the head of the fallen, comes to know about the presence of Gabriel. He orders Moloch to find Gabriel. Voices inside of Gabriel's mind ask him to calm down as the evil power is coming for him. Gabriel tries to silence his mind, but in the meantime Moloch, a fallen sent by Samael, arrives there, running, and falls upon Gabriel. After the prolonged battle, Gabriel shoots Moloch as many times as he could and finally kills him. Afterwards, he leaves for his next prey. He arrives at a desolate place where an abandoned bus is stationed, broken down. He knocks on the door. A man opens the door and asks him what he wants. Gabriel replies, "I am looking for an old friend of mine, and his name is Uriel." The man says, "No such person exists here," and saying this, he shuts the door. This man lives in this tacky bus. After threatening Gabriel to get away from there, he begins to consume liquor, unaware of the fact that Gabriel has broken in his bus. By pointing his gun at the man, Gabriel asks him where Uriel is. He tells Gabriel that Uriel is never about to come back, as he is locked inside my mind, meaning the man claims to be Uriel. Then Gabriel asks him why he betrayed his oath. "Don't forget that you are an arch and the servant of the light. You can't succumb to it." Uriel says to Gabriel, "Why should I fight for the people who like to live in darkness?" Then Gabriel tells Uriel that it is up to us to show them the right way, but Uriel remains unmoved. He tells Gabriel that if you die here as an arch or fallen, then you are dead forever, even if the soul dies here. Therefore, Gabriel starts leaving, but in the next moment, he stabs Uriel with a knife to know whether he is real Uriel or not. Uriel falls to the floor, while Gabriel asks him to heal his wound. If he is real Uriel, Uriel heals his wound in the twinkling of an eye and asks Gabriel to look out, as the fallen may be coming. In his kingdom of darkness, Ahriman says to Samael, "We are sitting here, whereas our fellow Moloch has been killed over there." Then, Samael says, "The presence we felt earlier belonged to the angel Gabriel. With Michael gone, all their hopes will now lay with Gabriel." Ahriman says, "I still sense the new angel spirit is strong in this place," and advises Samael to beat the bushes for Gabriel and kill him. But Samael orders him to keep silent at this time and wait for the right moment. On the other hand, inside the untidy bus, Gabriel is looking after the wounded Uriel. Gabriel asks Uriel how he got to know he had come into this world. Uriel replies, "The same way you knew I was here. You drew power from the light in order to listen to me, but this caused a major problem that the fallen would find you effortlessly." On this, Gabriel says, "You know a way to hide it." Then, Uriel says, "The fallen can feel our presence only when we are in close proximity. That's why I live so far out here. So you have to hold back your true self in order to stay safe until you kill all of them." Uriel says to Gabriel, "Right now you are an angel inside of a human body, and you have to keep it under your hat outside in this world." In the next scene, we see a woman named Jade, who was once an archangel, but now she is forced to entertain men at a funhouse. There, Gabriel asks from the fully recovered Uriel, "If we can hide ourselves, can the fallen also do the same?" On this, Uriel says, "Yes." He asks Uriel what happened to other archangels. Uriel reveals that Remiel was killed before he arrived. "I have not heard anything about Michael since his arrival, but Raphael is still around, but he is hiding somewhere on the eastern side. Gabriel says, "What happened to Amadiel? Is she still alive?" Uriel tells him that she lost her wings while combating Samael, the leader of the fallen. He was too strong for her to conquer. Instead of killing her, he gave her a choice: embrace darkness or perish. So she chose darkness. As a matter of fact, Amitiel is no more to us because she has now become the slave of the fallen. She calls herself Jade now, so let her go now. Gabriel forces Uriel to tell him where she works. Then Uriel tells him that he ran into her at a place called the Funhouse, and this place is at the center of the city, and Asmodeus runs this place. Gabriel leaves from there after promising that he will return soon. Gabriel reaches the Funhouse in search of Amitiel. He approaches the receptionist and tells her that he is looking for a girl named Jade, so tell me where she is, as it is very important. Right then, Asmodeus, a fallen one inside of a human form, shows up there. Asmodeus gets suspicious of Gabriel and asks him if he ever made it there. Gabriel replies, no. After hearing this, Asmodeus goes upstairs. Gabriel asks the receptionist to shake hand, and as soon as she shakes her hand, Gabriel feels in her guts and comes to know that Jade has gone to Scampy's motel. Asmodeus also feels the presence of an ark inside Gabriel's body. At Scampy's motel, two fallen named Balin and Marcus enter the room, where they find Jade drifting off. She says to them, "Don't you know the rule of one man at a time?" These men already know that Jade is no other than Amatiel, who used to be an angel. Balin and Marcus try to harm her dignity and strike away at her. Just then, someone knocks on the door. Balin discovers Gabriel outside through a hole in the door. Gabriel breaks into the room and kills both the fallen ones in no time. He picks up Jade in his lap and leaves from there. Now, we see Samael sitting on a skyscraper and watching over the city. Gabriel takes Jade to a safer place where Jade regains her consciousness, and Gabriel tells her that she has been unconscious for a while. Gabriel says to her, "I can sense the darkness inside you." Afterwards, he makes her sit up and begins to heal her wounds by using his unimaginable powers. Now Jade is completely healed and learns that Gabriel is also an angel. She says to Gabriel, "When Michael couldn't defeat Simul, how would you be able to put him down? I feel like our supreme angels have betrayed us and left us here to die." In the next scene, Samael is seen talking to his other fallen fellow about Gabriel. He tells Lilith that Gabriel is very strong to conquer, and I can't possibly risk losing anyone else from our little family. Lilith says to Samael, "You can kill him on your own." Then he says, "There are some others just like Gabriel, but they are broken. I need Gabriel to bring them out so that we can kill all of them, and after that, I will kill Gabriel." Now the scene shifts, and we see Gabriel and Amadiel knocking about in the soup kitchen. Both of them get into the kitchen where some other desperate people were already having food. While having soup, she reveals to Gabriel that the man serving at the counter is Ithuriel, an angel. After hearing my fate, he also chose exile over confrontation and surrendered to fear. He approaches Ithuriel and tells him that he is happy on seeing him alive. Ithuriel reveals that Raphael is also here. He takes Gabriel to an underground bunker where Raphael is hiding and nearing his death. Gabriel asks him what happened to him. Raphael replies to him that Samael has shot him and that's why he can't heal himself. Seeing Raphael's pitiable condition, Gabriel starts healing Raphael at the expense of his power. Every time Gabriel uses his powers, he gets weaker. After getting over, Raphael tells Gabriel that by doing that, he has exhausted half of his power. "You have now exposed our presence to the fallen." He says to Gabriel, "You have no chance of defeating Samael, as you are no match for him." Despite all the challenging situations, Gabriel says to Raphael, "I know where Asmodeus hides." Scene shifts on Asmodeus and Samael, where Asmodeus asks Samael if he knows Jade has been missing and Balin is also dead now. On the other hand, Gabriel questions Raphael about Michael. Raphael tells him that none of us heard of him, but we felt him the night he arrived, but as for now, he also does not seem to be alive. So you have to stay focused. Gabriel says, "Michael was our greatest warrior." Gabriel asks Raphael, if Samael is truly all-powerful, then why is he waiting? "He had many chances to kill me, but he didn't." Raphael says to Gabriel, "If after all of this, you still think there is any chance you can win, I will stand by you in this war." Now we see Ermin in his hideout, ordering his servants to do the work quickly. Soon Gabriel arrives there with his guns. At first he turns off the light, making it dark there. By making the most of the darkness, Gabriel shoots down most of the men of Ermin. Ermin lightens the room and finds his men lying dead. Now Gabriel comes face to face with him, and soon falls into an intense battle with Ahriman, in which Gabriel succeeds in putting Ahriman to eternal sleep. In the bar, Samael tells Lilith that Uriel lives on the outskirts of the town, while the others are hiding amongst the homeless people living in slums. By the end of this day, we will kill all of them. Uriel is standing outside of the bus and consuming a bottle of liquor. On the other hand, a disguised man arrives in the slum where homeless people live. He takes food from the counter and sits among other people. Instead of eating bread, the disguised man leaves from there, leaving his bag on the table, but Ithuriel is observing all this from his counter. Whereas on the other hand, Uriel is shot from behind. As soon as Ithuriel opens the bag, the entire slum is blown off. Now the disguised man is revealed to be Asmodeus. Uriel is being fired at multiple times. It is Lilith who has been firing at Uriel. At the end of this affray, Lilith shoots Uriel right in his forehead, killing him. There, Samael also finds Raphael running from there, but he kills him. When Gabriel reaches the slum, he finds the place ramshackle and the corpses of other archangels and other ordinary people lying around. Seeing this, he falls apart. By touching a man nearing his death, he comes to know that it is Asmodeus who did all this. Gabriel gets furious and vindictive. At first, he moves to the funhouse and asks the receptionist about Asmodeus by pointing his gun at her. She replies, he is on the top floor. He heads upstairs and starts killing Asmodeus's men. Soon he finds Asmodeus in the corridor by holding Amatiel hostage. Gabriel shoots Asmodeus and runs to him at the lightning speed. Now both the men fall over backwards to kill each other, but in the end, Gabriel emerges victorious since he proves to be more powerful than Asmodeus. After that, he heals Amatiel and brings her back to her previous appearance. At the bar, Lilith blames Samael for Asmodeus's killing, but he does not fall in with the accusations. He says, Asmodeus is dead because he was weak just like others. Lilith says, you have never been a man to rely on. Saying this, Lilith sets out to kill Gabriel, but Gabriel himself comes there and kills Lilith among the people dancing there. Afterwards, he heads upstairs to find Samael, but by then, Samael disappears from there. He begins to look for him in the internal parts of the bar. He finds Samael standing alone in the rain. Samael tells Gabriel that he has no desire to fight him, so he drops his gun and asks Gabriel to shoot him if he likes to do it. But before that, you have to listen to what I have to say. Have you never ever thought why you are still alive, despite living in the city full of fallen? You are alive today just because of me. You will realize this if you say my name. Samael says to Gabriel, we were born in a world controlled by fear and rules, and we were slaves to a higher purpose. So why don't you tell me, what's the point of being created just to serve someone else's wishes? All I have done is set myself free. Therefore, I want you to do the same. Just say my name. I always looked on you as a brother, and whatever you know was taught by me. Samael again forces Gabriel to say his name, but instead of saying Samuel, Gabriel says Michael, meaning Samuel is no other than Michael, who came here to restore the light, but got stuck in the trap of darkness. Gabriel asks him why he has killed his brother like fellow angels such as Raphael, Uriel, and others. On this, he replies, they were weak. They only wanted a war that could never be won. Michael advises Gabriel to rule this place together, and the light will never know about it. But without a second thought, Gabriel shoots Michael in the chest, but Michael is too powerful. Hence, the bullets start coming out of his chest on its own. Michael gets furious and says, you broke my heart, and after saying this, he charges at Gabriel and begins to pummel him. He beats Gabriel black and blue. Michael picks up an iron bar and begins to look for Gabriel, who is hiding thereabouts. Soon, Michael finds Gabriel and attacks him with an iron bar, causing him to fall over. Gabriel asks Michael to look at his eyes and see what he has become, but Michael is bent on doing away with Gabriel. He penetrates the iron bar through Gabriel's chest. In his last moments, Gabriel tells Michael that he always loved him but hates what he has become now. Saying this, Gabriel thrusts the rod deeper, piercing Michael's stomach and sending him into a near-eternal slumber. Gabriel too falls unconscious in Michael's arms, meaning he is also about to die, but before dying completely, Michael, who always loved Gabriel, reanimates Gabriel by using his powers by saying, this is my gift for you. After healing Gabriel, Michael gives up the ghost. Now Gabriel says to the angels living above, is all that you wanted? Gabriel says, I need to figure out how all this happened. He stands on the terrace and falls off by spreading his arms in the air. After saying, I hope I see you again, and with this scene, the splendid movie comes to an end.